working with waste since 2001, all kinds of waste. And our focus has always been circular economy, recovery of waste. And e-waste has been something that we've worked in very closely in South India, looking at the collection, looking at transition of informal to formal processes. So this is something that is currently now become such an important subject. And we look forward to continuing to be part of this whole conversation. We ourselves actually transitioned, whereas Sahas started as an NGO in 2001, we transitioned to a for-profit private limited in 2013, and both entities really have played, I would say, a role in, in actually taking forward the e-waste narratives in India. So whilst the NGO Sahas was involved in transitioning the informal sector and forming these clusters, which then became a demonstration as to how really the informal sector can be transitioned, can be recognized by government institutions, and can, start to do the right thing. Now, as a private limited, Sahas Waste Management Private Limited, we are now recognized as a PRO, and we are therefore working with the brands, with the large corporations to actually help them also fulfill their EPR. And again, we see a role that we can play now as private limited to actually then partner with the SMEs, with the informal sector, and take them through a kind of a transition phase, again making sure that they follow processes. And now in the conversation, as our partners and as our customers, we expect the big brands to actually put it back on us and make sure that we comply in the collection process to all the formal kind of situations with respect to labor laws, with respect to environment. Legislation has been a driver, and everyone's talking. I mean, finally, when you talk of environment and when you talk about triple bottom line and all the environment issues and climate change and circular economy, these are all buzzwords, and really we have to move from just talking into action. So all of it is really coming together, but finally we do need some commitment to go beyond the talk. And I think that commitment, what we are looking for, because we've already demonstrated. So demonstration now has to move to scale. And scale is, going to be challenging. But if you look at, the kind of ecosystem we have, where everyone's talking about it, we hope now that we can move into real action. And for that, I think you do have, even today's discussions have been a lot of spotlight going on producers. Are they now really willing to commit? So, on one hand, we've seen that in India, the formal recycling has kind of picked up over the years. We today have 150 recyclers in the formal space. And maybe the kind of capacity is not quite there. There could definitely be further improvements in technology, investments, all of that. But we're seeing tremendous gaps and tremendous weakness in the collection systems. And that's now what needs strengthening. I mean, collection requires equally a lot of technology, a lot of investment, a lot of data, analytics, things like blockchain. Everyone's talking about that now. So that is what needs to be strengthened, and that is the space that I see getting the maximum attention in the next few years. Exactly. So as collection has always been our strength, and we want to use this collection strength that we have, which will help us not just bring the material to the right recyclers, but also work backwards and work with the informal sector to be able to source the material through them. So that would be, for us the most interesting thing to do, and also bring the maximum impact. Yeah, because see, you also want to keep livelihood. I mean, in India, and especially in countries like ours, livelihood is a big issue and a big challenge as well. So you want to keep the livelihood, and so therefore it is important for us to not look at it as a challenge, but as an opportunity, because we worked where a lot of young people have been doing the wrong things in terms of trying to earn a livelihood in terms of extracting materials, extracting things in the wrong way. But it is possible that with minimum changes that they can bring in, investment in some technologies, following practices with labor laws, etc., that they, and we've worked practically on this, where we've kind of organized them into clusters, given them an opportunity to actually work with government and get the required policies, regulations, all of that in place, and the authorizations. So there has been, in the last 5 to 6 years, good examples. Now, having formed about 4 such clusters with about 50 people involved in these clusters, 50 to 100 people involved in these clusters, we now need to take it to 10,000 and 20,000. On the e-waste, I would say the fact that we are now a PRO and that we've got some good brands as our customers, and the fact that at the same time we've kept our core intact in terms of working with the informal sector, looking at environment and livelihood impact. I think that's for us been very, very satisfying. It is that we get more producers work with us, and more producers get excited about the fact that they can make the big change. So I'm saying that the 3 big stakeholders, the government and the producers and the recyclers, working together, I think that's what we're looking for.